Once you watch this video, that means you are so lucky, because this channel is pretty active on finding which game is the new one and also the best one to play right now. We are actively giving an update, so everyone will get the variety of the game's genre with the best visual, graphic and also gameplay. Remember to like this video and please enjoy the video of Top 12 Best Games to Play in 2026 for Mobile, New Games Android 2026. We have a new Facebook fans page now. The name is GameMobile HDgraphic. Besides on YouTube, we will give an update on Facebook as well. A lot of amazing top list games will show up every day, so please check this out now. The link on the description and pin comment. Gem Strike Squad. I have a huge expectation that this game will get a million downloaders once it releases globally. Look at how the game's graphic look and how the character design is pretty good in 3D design. This is a competitive multiplayer game where the player needs to define himself to become the last man standing. With a TPS base, it will easily control and navigate the hero by seeing the area around the area wider. The game is set in a fast and intense gameplay within a very small area, so the game will finish so fast. 3 main buttons are available to use: jumping, running and also skill. While in the battlefield, we will easily find some weapon that we can pick up and a random buff items to boost your power and ability. With those features, will increase your combat battle and become way more dynamic. There are some obstacles we actually can destroy and it will create a shortcut or make a new hidden path, and surely it will give us a huge advantage once we know the route. Gem Strike Squad is the best new game Android 2026. Smash Run is a new brand action team-up base where the battle looks so aggressive because we'll make a team-up and collect for a lot of companions as our lives, with also in a different classes like Warrior, Rogue, Mage and also Defender. The game has a top-down view perspective. Surely this angle will easily help us to see the wider area and also clearer. It has a fast combat battle with an action brawl base. The game will remind you with a classic Super Smash Bros. They will have a small battle area and it will create an intense battle. Every team will have a leader, so we must decide the leader first before we start the game. Each of the leaders will have their own unique ability that we need to understand how the skill works. The combat mechanism is pretty simple. We just need to collect the coin to upgrade the alloys. The main goal is to gather as much crystal as you can, and the player with the highest score will become the winner. Best New Game Mobile 2026. Game of Thrones King's Road, one of the most promising action game RPGs, but can be played in multiplayer mode as well. Like we can meet the other player while we are visiting the village, but mostly the adventures we'll do by ourselves. I would like to inform you earlier, if you would like to experience it, make sure you have a high-end device, because the game is pretty heavy. Even a Snapdragon Elite spec can't stand on the highest graphic setting. It's unbelievable. The developer needs to optimize the game as soon as possible, because the score is getting lower and get some weird feedback on the Play Store. The gameplay mechanism is a dynamic and intense action hack and slash. We can switch the weapon with 3 different weapons, such as a long sword, dual sword and also bow. These all weapons will help you to adjust your combat style because the battle will do within a real time. We can dodge, parry to block as well, which means a timing is really important to determine your winning chance. The game is set on the original timeline of the Game of Thrones, where the player will face a huge conflict against White Walker and political issues, which is the fans who love the series will get a nostalgia feeling then. Best new game to play with an open world game 2026. Totopia. This is a new game with a massive player that can join at one game, which look like a social game, or usually we call it a party platformer. It has so much genre we actually can try and participate in a brawl base, simulation concept and also racing. We have a great privilege to explore the fun and enjoyable world with our friends together. If you really want to play a free-to-play and fair balance based game, surely this game is the answer. Because there is no top-up icon to determine how strong you are, it's pure of how good you can control the hero and manage your skill. With a massive player number, it makes the player have a chaotic experience with a lot of challenge. Play the game in co-op or invite your friends in the squad team, but don't worry, you are also able to enjoy the game in solo mode. It's not all about chaos, but also the player can play more casual and chill experience by building up the home, decorate it, fishing and even planting. While playing it much better if you are active in chatting with the other player and make a positive community. Best New Game Mobile 2026. All firing. I love this game's concept, especially the graphic and art style looks like it has its own style, just aesthetic. The game has an exploration-based concept, but we will have a chance to explore the world in a side-scrolling perspective. But we can navigate and control the hero in 360 degrees. Even we can do some action like jumping, running, and make a good interaction with the other random NPC to know about the storyline. Once we are exploring the world, we should be concerned about finding the hidden path, because the treasure chest will stay behind it. Along the adventure, we also should try to solve the puzzle. It's very important to do it. The combat mechanisms are really attractive. We can use the regular skill, and the ultimate skill will blow a powerful damage with a great visualization and animation. It will create a dynamic visual with a smooth moveset by the character. Switch the hero with 3 characters to trigger the entrance tag. Best new RPG mobile 2026. Petit Planet HoYoverse. This game made by the most popular games developer, which is HoYoverse. This company is well known on making a AAA game role-playing game like Genshin Impact, Zenless Zero, and also Conquest. And finally, they try to expand their market by making a very chill and casual game with a live simulation games concept. There is no combat and no chaotic atmosphere, just focus on the coziness and creativity. If you love in a creative game that allows you to create what you are thinking by decorating and building up an architecture, then this game is the best one. The game will start in a tiny world, and our main goal is to expand our world through some activities like planting, mining, fishing, cooking, and of course crafting. We need to collect certain things to trade the item between the player in the social multiplayer mode. The big event will always be available, and we can participate with the other player as well. Basically, it's a sandbox game that will give you a huge freedom to do whatever you like. Best new game 2026 for Android and iOS. Mo.co. This game is made by Supercell. Surely everyone is familiar with Clash of Clans, and this game was made by the same developer. The game is focused on the multiplayer base that you can play with your friends or finding a random team by a matchmaking. In game, we will fight against a ton of enemies that will respawn randomly. We will always need to be ready, because they all will come aggressively from any direction. We can get some gear blueprint from the monster looting items. It's a good one for strengthening our main character. We need to always upgrade our level to unlock the PvP mode. Use a simple icon to control the hero. With a basic attack, some skill are available to use even since we started the game. The player can switch the weapon with a long range and also close range. It will significantly boost your character ability once you know how to optimize your fighting style based on the weapon that you are gearing on. Project Z 72H Siege Conquest. This new game gives a new game experience to all players. I think it's because we are quite bored to see almost all of the new games coming with the exact game's genre and visual, which is an anime style with action RPG genre. But this game comes with a very different perspective that will break the trend notice. It has a survival base, and the special part is it made with a western character design, which is a pretty rare thing we can see right now. The game looks so great on concept. We can gather some material, making a certain building, crafting, and exploration is the main thing we actually can do, and enjoy the world that's full of huge monsters. It just looks like a Monster Hunter game. We can make an alliance or a guild within your friend or any random player. It will help you to grow together. The PvP real-time will kill your day because the developer are giving a pretty good combat with a very smooth movement, and I am sure you will like it. Absolutely the best game to play in 2026. Gundam Battle Operation. One of the most amazing Gundam games on mobile right now, and this game is well represented what a Gundam game should be on mobile, because I am so tired of seeing this title with a turn-based system. Finally, we have a great action and have a great control one. You know, we can fly along the sky and even dance with a jet power. As a Gundam fan, I'm sure everyone knows what kind of weapon they have, and surprisingly, they made the actual weapon, which is a saber sword, for a close combat and also a gun for a long-range battle. Even we can combine a different action of flying while shooting. Such a pleasure to playing it, and I'm so having fun a lot. The game has a multiplayer system. We can make a brawl combat and finish the enemy's teams with your own ability. Before you download the game, make sure you know if it needs some more free space for about 8 GB in total. But trust me, the game's graphics are worth it to play. Gundam Battle Operation is the best high graphic game 2026 for Android. Gangster Mirage City. Yes, finally another GTA game slide coming up to mobile with a lot of improvement and I see huge potential if this game will make 1 million downloaders within a few days since the game released globally. It has a huge world with a futuristic city concept that we can explore. I'm sure the first impression you have is about GTA style, especially the concept of sandbox. So you can do whatever you want, even if you don't have to follow the main storyline, it's okay. I guarantee you still can enjoy the whole gameplay, walking around the street shooting. The random NPC are making huge chaos until the police will realize how far that you make chaos. Surely you will get haunted then. Go away by driving a vehicle and explore the world even faster and enjoy it. By the way, the multiplayer system is available, so the player can play with the other gamer in a certain event or test your skill on the PvP. If you love a game of shoot 'em up base with an action role-playing game concept, surely this game is the most recommendation I will give it to you. Gangster Mirage City is the best new game on mobile 2026. Lumberjack Simulator 3D. This game is a great new simulation game with a realistic environment. We can cut down the tree manually and we should try to figure out how to manage a business, especially in the wood industry, and control it as a factory worker. Basically, there is 4 main sequences we should do: cutting down the tree, maintaining the wooden process, and using a machine to speed up your lumber business. You can play without an internet connection and play it on PC as well. Overall, I love how the graphics look so detailed and it runs super smooth. Surprisingly, the game size is just under 1 GB, but the quality is really great. It's actually a casual game because you will not find any enemy around. Hopefully, the developer will add a combat system. Best game on mobile 2026. Sea of Stars is one of the most beautiful games in pixel art style. Anyway, I've played the game on Nintendo Switch and have finished it. The storyline is pretty impressive and it has so much plot twist that you can't anticipate the story. A lot of special cutscenes will show up frequently. It's an indication if the game is focused on the deep story. I love how the combat mechanism works. With a turn-based system, we can manage how to deal extra damage and how we can block the incoming attack by tapping the screen on the right timing, which is the player need to play it way more active to make better results on the combat. Overall, it has a AAA visual with a very detailed outline and shape visual. Absolutely the best new game 2026 for Android and iOS. Remember to like this video and see you on the next list. Thanks.